You buy the viral blue pigment drops, mix them into your foundation, apply it to your face, and somehow the match is still entirely wrong. The internet treats foundation mixing like a universal cheat code, but makeup isn't a copy and paste trick. It requires a specific diagnosis. Those color-adjusting drops are highly specialized tools designed to adjust a single dimension of color. If your match is off, chances are high that you are applying the exact right tool to the exact wrong problem. Back in the early 1900s, Albert Munsell created a color system so precise that it's still used today in dermatology and soil science to objectively measure living tissue and earth. This 3D model of the Munsell system illustrates that all color, including human skin tone, is controlled by three independent dials: value, which is lightness or darkness; hue, which is the underlying color family; and chroma, which measures how muted or saturated that color is. Successfully matching a foundation means looking at your skin and isolating exactly which one of these three dials is broken. If your foundation is too dark and you try to fix it with a drop meant to adjust the hue, you will ruin the product. You have to triage the mismatch. We start with the first dial, value. When this dial is off, the primary symptom is that the foundation looks distinctly ashy, gray, or ghostly sitting on the skin. This happens frequently with deep, melanin-rich skin. A brand might formulate a foundation with a perfectly warm, golden undertone, but if the depth is set too high for the wearer, that same golden formula will dry down into a pale, chalky cast. If you treat this symptom by adding a blue pigment drop, you are diagnosing a depth issue as a hue issue. The blue will only cool the foundation down further, destroying the match entirely. The actual prescription is to shift the value dial directly. You use pure dark or pure white mixing drops to lower or raise the physical depth of the liquid, leaving the underlying golden tone intact. If the depth is strictly incorrect out of the bottle, no amount of color shifting will save the application. The second dial is hue. You'll know this dial is broken when the foundation depth matches your skin perfectly out of the bottle, but pulls aggressively orange, yellow, or pink once you step into daylight. For medium and tan skin tones, the culprit is often oxidation. A swatch that looks flawless on the jawline at minute 1 will react with the air and natural skin oils, warping and warming up into a distinctly orange hue after 10 minutes. This color wheel demonstrates the method makeup artists call find, flip, fix. The rule of color theory is that direct opposites cancel each other out, with blue sitting directly opposite orange and green opposing red. To fix the oxidation, you add a single microdot of blue pigment to the foundation. This neutralizes the excess warmth, pulling the orange back toward a balanced beige. If the foundation is too red, a dot of green does the exact same thing. Neutralizing a hue mismatch does not make the foundation any lighter or darker. It simply forces the warped undertone back into harmony with your neck. The third and most misunderstood dial is chroma. When chroma is broken, the depth is correct and the undertone is correct, but the foundation looks like highly pigmented artificial paint layered on top of your face. Fair and olive skin tones deal with this constantly. These skin types are naturally muted, meaning they have very low color saturation. They carry more gray and neutral tones compared to the bright, highly saturated formulas sold in most commercial lines. The diagnostic failure happens when people look at their muted skin, mistake that lack of saturation for a cool or warm undertone, and end up chasing the wrong fix by buying pinker or yellower bottles. The correct fix is to use tiny amounts of blue or green mixer, but not to cancel out an orange hue. Instead, you are actively dragging the overall saturation of the foundation down, graying it out so it matches your natural mutedness. Adjusting the chroma dial removes that artificial mask effect, allowing the pigment to actually mimic living tissue. You can perform a 30-second diagnostic test at home right now. Apply a heavy swatch of your foundation to your jawline, let it dry down for 10 full minutes, and then take a photo on your phone in natural light. To test your value dial, turn that photo to black and white. If the swatch disappears seamlessly into your skin in grayscale, your depth is a perfect match. If the swatch disappears in black and white, but looks bright orange in the full color photo, your hue dial is broken. If the foundation looks neon or mask-like in color, you simply need to drop the chroma. You have to identify the specific symptom before you try to cure it. Blindly mixing blue drops into your foundation because a viral video told you to is a recipe for expensive mud. When you step back and evaluate value, hue, and chroma as clinical measurements, you stop guessing, and your makeup stops looking like paint and finally starts acting like your skin.